Now to Florida and the growing outrage over Florida's Stand Your Ground gun law and how that law may have played into Trayvon Martin's death. Here's what we know right now. At 11 a.m. Eastern, a rally is scheduled in Sanford to protest that gun license given to the shooter. And also in Sanford, the hometown of Martin, demonstrators are calling for the arrest of George Zimmerman. He's the neighborhood watch leader who claims he shot the teenager in self-defense. The city commission will hold a special meeting at 5 p.m. Eastern, and the public is invited to talk. Also, a grand jury is scheduled to hear the case on April 10th. John Zarella, he joins us from Sanford, Florida. And John, we just learned last hour that the NAACP is calling for the police chief to resign. In what other ways has Martin's death affected that community?
Well, you know, Carol, there have been a lot of things that are coming out very recently now, a lot of movement on the witness front. We know that yesterday, the 16-year-old girlfriend of Trayvon Martin's came out and said she was on the phone with him minutes, even seconds before he was killed. And she said that he was walking away. He was going to run. She told him, don't run. Then she hears him fall to the ground. She says that's her falling to the ground. And then last night, Anderson Cooper had an exclusive interview with two women from that gated community where Trayvon Martin was shot, talking about what they heard and what they saw.
So you saw Mr. Zimmerman on top of Trayvon Martin?
Exactly.
When you say on top of, how so?
He was
straddling him.
Exactly.
His legs were straddling him.
One on each side, on his knees with his hands on his back. I didn't believe it was self-defense because what we saw when we walked out on the porch. If it was self-defense, why was he on Trayvon's back?
Now, police here say they are completely confident in their work, and they are welcoming the Department of Justice, the FBI, even the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to come in and take a look, quote, at what they have been doing. Now, as far as the community is concerned, there is still a great deal of outrage. There was a rally last night. There is that meeting you referred to this afternoon, the emergency meeting of the City Council, because many people within this community do not feel that justice will be done until George Zimmerman is arrested. And we have to point out that Zimmerman has not been arrested and has not been charged with any crime at this point. Carol?
That's right. His family says he shot Trayvon Martin in self-defense. And of course, as you say, all of these entities are now investigating that. John Zarella, thank you, live from Florida. Trayvon Martin's shooting is also raising new questions about Florida's controversial deadly force law, Stand Your Ground. This type of law is on the books in 21 states. The National Rifle Association lobbied for these laws. Law enforcement in general lobbied against them. The Florida governor now says he's reviewing it.
I think it's good to go back and look at an existing law and see how it's the impact and the consequences of it. So I think, and once we finish this investigation, if there's something that we need to adjust, I'm hopeful that the legislature would be interested in taking that up.
We're going to have more on the shooting death of Trayvon Martin. That's coming up later in the newsroom.